My favorite part of Demon Slayer is that it's a shonen, which means that it is in large part about scaling fights and powering up between them. And the only way in which characters power up is sometimes they'll be losing a fight, and then they'll think about how they're losing the fight, and then they like take a deep breath, and then they pull out another number in the arbitrary list of sword techniques that they have that don't seem to do anything specific or unique. There's never like oh, I could use this to do this. It's always like, I have a +1 technique. This is all manga. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. Demon Slayer is pretty bad about this. There's no logic between what they end up doing and how it affects like the fight in any. It just happens, you know? Not true. Oh, they mad. 100% true, dude. Come on. I think it's a lot of manga. That, I mean, maybe like, bad manga. Just believe in sword magic. Don't think about it too much, Lamau. I mean, you can employ like logic in the way the abilities of, dude, Hunter x Hunter is amazing about this. In Hunter x Hunter, like the entire Nen, like you take like a fucking PhD level doctorate course in Nenology so that you can understand what the fuck people are doing in their counters. There's literally a fight in the Chimera Antark where one of the protagonists like folds his arms and he's like, you fucking idiot, you've not contemplated the consequences of your ability. In 8 hours your doom is guaranteed, and then he wins. Like you can put thought in, you know. I never found the Nen system that complicated. I mean, by the standards, you know. They don't have to rationalize Demon Slayer. So I'm not saying they need to rationalize it. I'm saying that it needs to be narratively satisfying for it to be employed, and not just like, I am now going to do my attack +1, or attack +2, or attack +3. Like, the attack should, I don't know, mean something. I don't know. There's a theory that the Dark Continent was abandoned and Nen became secret for the same reason, that Nen is so complex that it led to so many people creating Nen beasts post-mortem. Yeah, Flevier, this is one of the things that I really wish they had fleshed out, because the secrecy of Nen makes no sense. Nen is so secret that people will take the hunter's exam and then get secretly approached by a Nen trainer afterwards if they win, to like get taught Nen as the final test for becoming a hunter. But at the same time, there are like internationally broadcasted wrestling matches in a 2 million foot tall tower where people are like obviously using Nen abilities on each other, you know? Like you're literally watching like a guy fucking split into 2. Nobody could watch that and think magic doesn't exist. You can only get to the top floor by doing Nen, yeah. And this is supposed to be peak? Yes. I think they genuinely just think magic exists. I mean, it does, but like the announcers always seem baffled. Like, hey, yo, I'm here at the fight tower where everyone uses fucking magic powers and wizardry on each other. Some guy just split in 2 to like punch a dude. I have no idea how that happened. This is only like the 800th time I've seen magic happen. You know, it happens literally every single fight. Inexplicable shit that can only be explained by magic keeps happening. I have no, I guess, professional curiosity into the continuous use of what is obviously magic, and the fact that every single time I walk by any of the top competitors, I feel like a chilling aura that makes me want to like collapse on the floor and die. You know, I'm just like, I have no further questions. People think of it like wrestling. Oh, yeah, dude, it's like all fake. And you see somebody fucking split into 16 shadow clone jutsu before chopping a guy up in half. They're like, ah, yeah, okay, that was like a mannequin, you know? I mean, maybe that might be more plausible than the idea that that Nen is a secret, even though it gets broadcasted nonstop. Not to mention the fact that, like, none of the fucking bodyguards for the mafia or the military in the, what is it, NGR, those guys didn't have Nen except for like 1 or 2 dudes. You'd think that like regular soldiers would be useless in a world where people can be immune to bullets and just NGO, yeah, no, NGO is a different thing. NGL, thank you, yeah. Like, why would you ever use regular soldiers when you can just go like, yeah, I'm going to go pay every hunter I can find, you know, I'm going to get them on my fucking staff list, and they'll be able to like single-handedly take down a country. Stands made more sense. Well, stand users were really rare. Nen doesn't seem that rare. I guess Nen users are rare. Yeah, they're rare, but they're being broadcast on national TV. Remember, it's a secret. It's not like stand users are having stand fights in a way that's like getting broadcast on national TV. Isn't a conventional weapon used in the Antarctic? Yeah, but that's clearly not good, like, interpersonal shit. Also, stands can't be seen. Yeah, also, stands can't be seen. You also can't learn to use a stand. You could learn to use Nen, right? Yeah, that's another thing. Like, sometimes people can be taught to use Nen. A stand, like, you only get a stand if you've been pierced by the arrow. Or some other bullshit. and only stand users can see stands. Yeah, fluffier, and like one of them could take down a this is what I've always said about superpowers, man. If superpowers were real, there wouldn't be like a league of superheroes. There would be like an elite cabinet of fucking special ops guys that every country desperately tries to hire from, and to like do you know, like black ops work in other countries. I think that the Authority is the closest that comics ever got to a realistic depiction of what superheroes would be like. Also, stand users kind of take care of their own population because fate draws them together and they do fight a lot. Not to mention, Nen users are way the fuck stronger than stand users, right? Like, the strongest, stand users are esoteric, but there are Nen users that, like, fully could just destroy the world. Certainly we saw at least one at the end of the Chimera Ant-Arc. Like, that guy was a fucking planet-level threat. That guy was like a one-punch-man villain. Towards the end, you know? There's a stand that stops time. Thank you, Lily Krem. I have seen one of the most popular pieces of animated media ever produced. I am familiar with the one stand everybody knows. Thank you. Go watch all of Hunter x Hunter, you know, and compare and like wonder, do you think Dio could beat fucking Meruem, you know? Do you? Most stands are simple shit. One literally made food taste good. Yeah, that was a good one. That was one of the best episodes, man. I mean, Giorno and Johnny would be able to beat basically any Nen user we saw, but that's about it. Okay, but if you integrate the, like, power systems, you have to assume that either, like, stand users possess okay, think about integrating these systems, right? That would make stand users summoners, right? Like, they would be Nen users who have a pact that allows them to summon the stand, and that stand has their ability. Like, that's how you would integrate it conceptually. And with that in mind, they would still be limited by their power, and I don't think anything comes close to, like, fucking Meruem at the end, you know? Like, not even a little bit, right? Like, you have to think, like, at some point, that level of power scaling, like, you hit a wall. But he lost, though? I mean, he lost to, like, radiation. That's worse, Lamau, Vaush. That makes Johnny able to Nen bargain for even more infinite spin. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, this is why you can't really do power scaling arguments between series. You can't actually do it. You could always say, like, yeah, Nen people couldn't be beaten by non-Nen people because Nen could block it, or stand users could never, like, be beaten by Nen people because stand is its own power. You could always, yeah. I feel like Nen and stand should be separate, meaning stand users could learn Nen. That'd be pretty fucking broken. What about devil fruit powers? I like devil fruit powers because they're not abstract or conceptual. They're pretty, they're understandable and you can, yeah, they're very tangible. I like that. Sometimes I like the non-tangibility of magic. Like, for instance, I don't mind the way they handle magic in JJK. I mind the pacing. I don't necessarily mind. I don't mind, like, here's this new guy, and the new guy is like fucking Shadow Empire Fortress Domain, and some bullshit happens, and like there's a bunch of flashing colors, and then like 3 seconds later, half of downtown Tokyo is gone. I don't mind the esotericism necessarily, but I would mind it in One Piece, where everything is so upbeat and cartoony and jovial. The closest thing we've seen to esotericism really is Luffy's Awakened power, right? Because, like, making everything a cartoon is pretty esoteric, I would say. Like, that's pretty out there. No catch up? Well, I'm caught up on the manga. I'm just saying that it's relatively esoteric compared to most of the shit that you can do with the devil fruits. I like stands because they made each character different, unlike DBZ. I mean, I think that, like, unless it's the only anime you've ever watched, I genuinely think everyone smart would have to acknowledge DBZ is kind of like poo-poo butt, like shit from an ass. Genuinely. Dragon Ball is good as, like, a lighthearted shonen adventure. Dragon Ball Z and onward is, like, absolute ass. And Toriyama didn't even like writing it. Like, it's common knowledge that the editors were like, yeah, man, give him another Super Saiyan level. And Toriyama's like, I gave him 6 already. And they're like, yeah, give him a 7th one. We need to sell figurines. Like, you're eating slop from an asshole with that one.